few brands that build kid-specific 26-inch mountain bikes, and Prevelo's one of them. The Prevelo Zulu Five is a great bike designed and built by a fantastic company that keeps kids as their focus. The ride quality and thoughtful design of the Zulu Five provides a stable, reliable mountain bike for kids who aren't quite ready yet for an adult-sized bike. Our 10-year-old has been testing out the Prevelo Zulu Five for a while now. Although he was apprehensive about sizing up to a 26-inch bike at first, he's grown accustomed to the faster, larger wheels quickly. We've been trying out everything from some new hillside jumps to bike packing and of course general trail riding. A 6061 butted aluminum frame with a low bottom bracket and slack head and seat tubes makes for one rowdy ride. Sporting a 120mm fork, the Prevelo Zulu 5 rides well with the frame design. The Zulu 5 frame is a responsive, comfortable climber that leads one up the mountain. It has a great balance of comfort and traction. The rear end is spec'd with 148mm of boost spacing, providing a stout rear wheel built with a 12mm through axle. The frame has internal cable routing. The bike was designed for big kids and provides a comfortable reach. Current trends put the geo measurements of this bike right in the cross-country or trail range, but a little bit bigger fork keeps it very all-mountain worthy for your young ripper. Short chainstays keep the rear wheel close to the seat tube and offer a nimble, playful ride that will make your kiddos love wheeling and riding the back wheel hard. We've been testing this bike for a few months now, and it's held up to the rigors of bike packing, dirt jumping, and trail riding. While bike packing, it was a quick, reliable steed that saw several miles in the backcountry of Idaho with water crossings, rough washboard roads, single track, and everything in between. The fork has a compression setting that acts as a lockout, and that works well with an extra load on the handlebars. Trail riding has been great on this bike. The steep head tube makes for a playful downhill experience, and climbing to get there is right on point. The seat tube angle keeps the rider's weight over the bottom bracket where it should be. I could clearly see my son had a comfortable pedaling cadence when climbing and felt stable on the descents. We did have some issues with the fork rebounding through successive hits, and we'll get to that. The Prevelo Zulu 5 is outfitted with a great mix of components, everything from a micro-shift drivetrain to a house-branded air cockpit and beyond. As mentioned prior, the Spinner 300 fork was our biggest challenge in dialing in a smooth ride. The Spinner 300 fork has 120mm of treble but is not boost spaced and has a quick-release 9mm axle. Although kids may not weigh as much, having a modern 15mm through axle will still provide more support and a stiffer axle to push into turns and rocks. While bike packing, he used the compression lockout and rode high in the travel and supported the additional weight. When trail riding and jumping, the fork's rebound struggled to return to full travel. The fork packed up on successive hits, but did seem to partially rebound. It never would fully rebound though unless he or I pulled the crown and legs apart manually. We've tested various sag, compression, and rebound settings trying to get the fork to rebound and feel better. Prevelo has spec'd Tektro M280 hydraulic disc brakes and they've worked flawlessly. The reach on the levers is adjustable via a 2mm Allen key. The calipers bite down on 160mm rotors and provide plenty of braking power for little riders. In addition, running smaller brakes keeps weight and cost down. The 10-speed microshift Advent X drivetrain is often found on a lot of kids' bikes these days. Not only is the drivetrain choice a cost-effective approach, but it works great and keeps the bike moving consistently. We haven't had any issues with this shifter-derailleur combo and know that it's a reliable component that won't give us any trouble. The gear ratio is an 11 to 48 tooth combo paired with a 30 tooth chainring that covers both the climbs and descents well. Driving the 30 tooth chainring and drivetrain are house-branded 152mm air cranks. The thoughtful design of components that fit a 10 to 12-year-old are one of our favorite features of Prevelo bikes. The 700mm air handlebar paired with a 45mm air stem are two other parts that add to the comfort of a kid-sized steed, and Prevelo's done a great job on the design of these components. The wheels are comprised of WTB I-27 tubeless rims and Kenda Regolith 26x24 tires rolling on 28-hole hubs. The wheels are stout, supportive, and make a huge difference in my son's speed and rolling ability through technical rocky sections. When setting the tires up tubeless, it was the easiest conversion I've ever done. I literally pumped the tires up with the floor pump and they snapped right into place. I couldn't believe it. The remainder of parts consists of a quick-release seat post collar, threaded, external bottom bracket, Prevelo saddle, and internal routing on the frame so we can eventually add a dropper post. I also moved over the matching air footport pedals. I love the thoughtful little details like the quick-release seat post collar. We've added a matching front fender to the bodacious blue frame, and the aesthetics of the bike are on point. Prevelo also provides outstanding customer service, and their passion for this niche of the industry is exemplified in their products and service. There are only a few competitors out there like the Woomoff, Spawn Yamajama, and Cleary Scout. Not many others take the time to source kid-sized cranks, bars, grips, etc. Their air forks on the smaller bikes work great, and hopefully we see a 26 air fork to match the rest of the lineup. Otherwise, the Geo of Prevelo's frames is current and offers a great rig that is sure to provide miles of smiles and reliability. As my son's grown over the last few months, he's chosen to ride the Zulu 5 more and more. I like watching him grow into a new bike. It's fun to see him relearn a corner or successfully clear a jump and beam with happiness. Bikes provide that. What more could we want from our adventures with our little ones? The Prevelo Zulu 5 is a versatile hardtail that will fit most 10 to 12-year-olds and maybe even some small adults. Being able to tackle everything from dirt jumps and trail riding to long days bike packing has been a game changer for my son's riding and viewpoint of bikes in his world. Luckily, there are options out there and parts can be changed. The Zulu 5 is more than ready for seasons of adventure and excitement out on the trails. Hopefully it's the right bike for your growing kids too. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell.
Biking in his Crocs.
Biking in my Crocs. Biking in my Crocs.